My eyes are lasers and my lasers are eyes. Welcome to the Jupiter Boys.
Hello, everybody. This is the Jupiter Boys. My name is Jim Jupiter.
My name is Quinn Jupiter.
Quinn foolishly swore last episode that he would never
So the first one was Bakok
chicken nuggets.
chicken nuggets. The second one that you can vote on at the end of the voting period is my eyes are lasers and my lasers are eyes. So I think that one has some merit to
It's
it.
got some juice. It's got some juice behind it.
It's got some power.
Let's talk a little bit about what's been going on, in the world.
Okay.
I downloaded the Katamari Damacy demo.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
I'm in the midst of rewatching The Matrixes, and the first holds up, second does not. I like the twins though; they're pretty cool.
Yeah, the Australian Ghost Twins.
Yeah,
Australian Ghost Twins, the new hot rap band out of Australia. But they should redo The Matrix.
yes they do.
They should.
They should.
Yes, they do.
Yes they do.
Yes, they do. Should.
Yes they do. Should is another one that you can vote on.
Speaking of Australians, I just finished listening to The Teacher's Pet, which is a true crime podcast, and I'm not a huge true crime podcast guy. Like I listen to a couple.
Yeah,
but
Serial.
This one I started listening to just because they just made an arrest, and it was like largely because of this podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
So you
like
listen
that.
to them assemble evidence, and you're like, holy fuck! Like it's pretty clear who did this fucking thing.
Yeah,
And then
I like true crime podcasts when they do that. They're just like,
Yeah.
fuck y'all, police.
Yeah, and
You're not doing your jobs.
It was produced by The Australian, which is like a newspaper in Australia.
Oh, nice.
It's real good. Anyway, this bit didn't have any legs.
No,
Let's.
it died on the cross.
Whoa.
Fuck it.
So we talk about different things every week. We flip a coin of truth to decide who goes first. Also, we're from Jupiter. Quinn, which side of the coin of truth would you like? The logo side or the Radiotopia side?
Logo, please.
Also, we're not affiliated with Radiotopia yet anyway.
No. I do support them monetarily now, though.
Because they're your baby mama.
Yep.
This it's my topic, and this week, Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about how we've gone through sort of a resurgence in the past few years with various TV monsters or movie monsters becoming sort of the thing. Okay,
yes.
So we saw a brief period where vampires were all the rage.
Yeah.
We're just sort of passing through the phase where zombies are the thing.
Yeah. Because I think they're not even a thing unless you do them in a way that I haven't seen before. Zombies are
Which
boring to
is almost impossiple at this point.
I've seen a couple. I've seen one this year with Martin Freeman that actually reinvigorated the zombie movie. I can't remember what it's called, but he gets bit and he has to get his daughter to safety because apparently the virus takes 24 hours to.
Okay,
set
so it's a
into.
race against the clock for
Yeah.
him. Okay,
And it's
but
very good.
In some respects, Walking Dead sort of did that in at least one episode.
That's true.
Yeah. Big Carl Papa.
Yeah, but that movie, the Martin Freeman movie, was before that episode. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's sort of on its way out.
Yes.
As a fad.
Zombies are out.
Yeah.
Naked space princesses are in.
Well, that's what I'm getting to next. So we're sticking to the Hollywood movie monsters because that's sort of the genre that they pull from routinely.
You know what I saw in one. There was a point where big J.J. Abrams monsters were a thing. So in Cloverfield,
Yeah.
and basically it's the same monster in Super 8, but that kind of style of monster.
But that's sort of like a kaiju kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
But and that's sort of a genre of film in general. But that's never gotten to the level of sexiness that vampires and zombies did.
But what if it did? What if kaiju were sexy?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have to make the next movie monster
Okay.
as sexy as possible.
Okay, so first of all, Jude Law's playing it. Just
He's
right off the bat.
He's going to be the kaiju.
He's going to be the kaiju,
Okay.
right?
What kind of kaiju is he? Also, why are you compulsively rubbing the leather off of that chair?
I just like rubbing leather. Okay, Jim?
Well, you heard it here first. A new kink from Quinn.
Loves rubbing.
Quinn's
I'm just doing it compulsively.
Quinn's
trying to
kinky
think.
bits.
Oh.
Just Quinn's rubbing away at that leather chair. gonna have to spray him with a spritzer bottle.
So-
Shake a can of pennies at him.
So Jude Law, first of all, he's wearing a He's wearing a Dumbledore robe.
Okay.
First of all, because why isn't he wearing robes in the Crimes of Grindelwald? Like, I don't understand why.
I haven't seen the rhymes of Graveldid.
Grimbledod?
Of Crimpton.
Crimpton. Crimpton sounds like a private school.
Of Grindeldepp.
Grindelwald.
But I haven't seen them
No,
rhymes.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen
Probably
I've
not
seen
going
pics
to.
of the digs.
I'm probably not going to until You've seen pics of the dicks?
Digs, not dicks. But
Oh.
I'm sure Jude Law's dick is out there somewhere. It's probably in Closer or something.
I don't think he showed his dick in Closer.
Was he in Closer? I think he was in Closer.
I think he was in Closer. I know Clive Owens was in Closer.
He's in everything.
Natalie Portman's in Closer.
Yep. Can't remember who else. So Jude Law's playing him. He's tall. He's got kind of like some webs underneath his arms, but mostly he looks like Jude Law. Just because Jude Law is a sexy motherfucker.
So most people would look out their window and go,
Oh, look at that dick.
look at him. Look, that's a big old swinging dick. You know what? Actually, let's just let him do his thing. Let's
Yeah.
see what happens.
And Jude Law is going to fuck your city. And Jude Law is going to impregnate your city. And then you're going to have tiny baby Jude Law kaiju running around. And it's just a great existence. Because Jude Law isn't nefarious or anything.
Well, he's nefarious
kind
for
of like
fucking his nanny.
Because in Godzilla, right, in the newest Godzilla, he helps out the humans. I envision Jude Law as kind of like a helping out the humans kaiju. You know,
Okay.
one who kind of is just like, I'm just going to sleep for a while and then just like come out of my eternal slumber every now and then and fight some other kaiju. But mostly I'm just going to chill.
Right.
I'll stomp a lot of people in the process of trying to get through a city, you know, but whatever happens to those people is their fault, you know?
Okay, so what about instead of we veer away from the kaiju genre,
Yeah.
and we hit up those old Universal Studios monsters, which by the way they're bringing back slowly.
No, they're not. They scrapped those.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought that they were bringing them back.
After the Mummy, they just scrapped the rest of them.
Are you sure?
For real. Like, I think like a day after the Mummy was released, they were like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so there is the Mummy.
They fucked it up.
They
hard.
fucked it up bad. I mean,
Yeah.
they put Tom Cruise in it, which can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so let's say that the Mummy we've moved away from.
Yeah.
Wolfman.
You can make Wolfman sexy.
You could make Wolfman sexy so fucking fast.
Sexy.
And you could take the whole werewolf genre and make it sexy so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Underworld tried to do it, but they put them in as the bad guys.
Yeah.
So did Twilight for that matter. Although they weren't really the bad guys, they were just sort of like,
I think Jacob is a lot better of a dude than Edward. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I think they're both shitheads.
I think they're both shitheads.
They're both dickholes.
But at least Jacob was there for her. And Edward was like, I'm going to go away for like 8 months.
Well, to kill himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's sort of like he didn't do it to hurt. I mean, let's not get into Twilight logistics
Edward's a
because
dick.
if you start digging too far hard, you just hit the Book of Mormon. So, because literally, because Stephanie Myers is Mormon.
Oh, okay.
So there's tons of Mormon values just written all through that fucker.
Good.
Yep, super cool for the world. But werewolves. Let's
Yeah.
totally get those fuckers on, because let's get those on their own series. What if? Okay, here's what if
Yeah.
somebody took the Twilight vampires, or sorry, the Twilight werewolves,
Yeah.
and did a whole spin-off series just based on those.
I like
Stephanie
that.
Meyer's not even involved. They just use the basic characters.
I kind of liked in Twilight how the werewolves were almost like the founders of our land. They were
the
like
natives,
they were
yeah.
the natives. You
Yeah.
know, they were the Aboriginals.
and they became that way
First Nations.
to fight off the vampires. They as soon as the vampires showed up, that's when the first werewolves developed, because they just started to keep the balance.
Yeah, that's what I like about that. I think we should keep that. And I think that you'd have so many people going to see it because even if you sprinkled a little bit of vampires in there in the story.
Well, I'm not even saying a movie. I'm talking about a TV series, a Netflix
TV
series based on
and bring Taylor Lautner back, please.
Oh yeah, come on,
Please.
he's the best.
Bring
Seriously, he's
bring
so
Taylor
good.
Lautner back, you cowards. I want to see Taylor Lautner in everything for the next year, but I know that he's not doing much lately,
Yeah,
and I'm
that's-
upset about
That's
that.
his prerogative.
It
There
is.
is a new season of Cuckoo though, so
I'm gonna wait for it to be on Netflix before I watch it because it's not worth downloading it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm also picturing, right? So going with classic monsters.
Yeah.
What can we do with vampires that has never been done before?
See, not a lot, man. They fucking beat that genre to death.
It's so many.
Like
so
there's
many
so many vampire movies, and like they've done them scary, they've done them sexy.
Oh,
they've
I loved 30 Days of Night. That was my favorite vampire movie.
I actually never saw that one, but I got the gist of it.
It's rough to watch, but it's like the cinematography is gorgeous.
Yeah, sort of reminds me. It's
very similar to The Thing, and it's because like The Thing takes place at night in the north with like hardly any light, so it's just flashlights and just like spotlights. So the lighting's so harsh, but also like very cool. So that's one I like.
Yeah, but like that's beaten to death. So what about Creature from the Black Lagoon?
You could do Shape of Water style.
Exactly, Shape of Water style.
What if
okay,
the Shape of Water monster is the same monster as the Creature from the Black Lagoon, but just like because he's hundreds of years old, like he's just like developed into the sex alien. Sex alien god.
Between 1945 and now, he became a sex man.
Like he was pretty shitty in the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
And
because like from what I remember,
Charles Darwin just like walks into the frame. He's like, it appears he's evolved.
He has a boner now. He didn't have a boner before.
He's evolved to become sexy to the female population.
I'm upset that Guillermo del Toro didn't show his boner because like I would have wanted to see what his genitalia looked like.
I bet you it would have gills on it.
Yeah, and I want to see that Gilly dick. Okay, free the Shape of Water's monsters Gilly dick. That's all I have to say.
Free the Gilly dick.
Free the Gilly dick.
Are there any Universal monsters that we haven't hit? Invisible Man.
Invisible Man. Oh, you could do a great Invisible Man.
Although they tried to do that with Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon, and it was just real creepy and bad.
It was bad, and it's scary.
Yep, you have to stop talking now.
I had to cut it off mid-sentence because that bell is extremely loud.
I don't know if that peaked it out. I may have to put it in another, our own version.
You might have to do that. You might just have to.
I don't know if you noticed on episode 150, I had to do that quite frequently because we played a lot of the clips live, but we were just talking over them like idiots.
Yeah.
And so it became like impossible to hear the clips.
Yeah, we were. We messed up. We acknowledged that. We messed up. And
but thank you everybody for your clips.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm Carla.
And I'm Michael.
And we're Go Postal Podcast, the podcast that is basically a grab bag of fun.
Each week we share crazy stories that relate to a theme ranging from Burning Man to prison to zombies.
And I give some fun facts of the boobs, booze, and bizarre variety about your favorite places and a slice of hysterical history, featuring a new person or era every week.
We also welcome the Countess, your tasteful guide to modern culture.
Find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, or any podcatcher of your choosing.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ciao.
All right, Quinn, what do you got for me this weekend? I mean, this week, this thing, this time.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. It's Quinn's video game section of his topic. That's not the word. Welcome to Quinn's topic about video games. That's what it's going to be called. It's a bad title.
Quinn's topic about video games.
And it's all of these episodes are dedicated to Mike Falk because his knowledge of video games far exceeds mine, and I'm dazzled by his strength and charisma every day. Okay. So just off the bat, dedicated to Mike Falk. But it's my section of the show where I'm going to talk about some video game myths and legends that I've just been researching for a couple days.
That I just started caring about 2 minutes ago.
All of my topics are like this. Just put a little research into it. Give it a little oomph. So the first up is an arcade game called Polybius. Have you heard of this?
No.
Polybius is a 1981 arcade game, and
how do you spell it?
Polybius. B-I-U-S. Sorry. And it popped up in Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
Oh.
And people thought it was just like a remake of, I think, Snake or something like that. It was a very simple game, but many believe it's actually a tool of the United States government to test one's mental and physical agility as like a recruiting program.
I heard about this. Well, because
Yeah.
they talk about this in Armada.
Yeah, exactly.
That Ernest Klein?
Ernest Klein, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and also like a brainwashing tool. Yeah, like there's like a whole bunch of like evidence that some shit went down and like they actually used it as a training program. But a lot of
the
gamers.
evidence?
Well, actually, there's no evidence. But a lot of gamers think like it's a lot of gamers think it like it's just like bullshit. So that one's probably bullshit. But I'm gonna go on to the next one.
Okay.
This is a weird one because it's less of a myth and just like more of like a creepy part in a game.
Okay.
So in Super Mario 64, there's a fucking room that you go in the Haunted Mansion where there's just a piano. Like, it's just like you walk into a room and it's just a piano and you like walk up and you like press the key and it like tries to eat you. Like, it's just like, it's so crazy. It just tries to eat your ass. And like, it's just like a haunted piano in a room. Like, oh man.
I don't know what's creepy about that.
I think it's pretty creepy. I don't want a piano to eat me. Pianos are usually tranquil and they create beautiful music, and I don't want that to just fuck up my shit, you know?
Okay.
Okay. So now that we're past my opinion on pianos, let's go to the next one. There's a theory that the reason there are children running around, mostly unsupervised in Pokemon Red and Blue, is because there was a massive war that took most of the adults.
Oh my god.
This theory is enhanced by the fact that when you battle a trainer called Surge, he states that his electric-type Pokemon helped him in the war. And that's why, like, most
it's
of the...
Lieutenant Surge, I think, right? It's LT
Yes,
Surge.
I think so.
And
I think that's mostly, like, also encouraged by the fact that, like, all the nurses are female. You know, like obviously a professor wouldn't go and fight the war because, like, he's in charge of, like...
Right,
you know,
so you're suggesting
fort.
that the people that still exist are the like sort of the ones that dodged the draft.
Yeah, let's just survive.
What do you think a war in the Pokemon world would look like? Do you think that, like, I'm assuming they would use Pokemon to fight them, right? Like, people would, like, the armies would have like Charizards and like
but
fucking
you'd also
Raichus
need like a sneaker Pokemon, you know, like a sneaky Pokemon that could like help you out in bad situations.
Doug Trio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So another Pokemon legend is there was a massive spike in suicides in Japan when the Pokemon Red and Green was first released. Children from age 7 to 12 were either falling sick or taking their own lives outright. Some people seem to think this is because of the score of the game in the Lavender Town level. Like, the score made kids, like, either get really fucking sick
but hold on,
and die,
it's saying that when it was released, the Red and Green, so Ruby and Emerald? Is that what you're talking
Red
about?
and Green. Pokemon Red and Green.
But Red and Blue came out at the same time. Green was its own thing.
No, Red and Green came out at the same time.
You must
in
be
Japan.
Okay, like
Yeah.
I don't even remember that because, like, I know that Red and Blue came out and then Green and Yellow,
Yeah, exactly.
but I don't remember a Red and Green ever simultaneously.
Yeah, I guess it was. I think it was only in Japan.
And what score are they talking about in Lavender Town?
the
Like
Lavender Town score, like the score, like I think it's just like.
Oh, the music! You're
Yeah.
talking about the literal, like
literally
the
music.
soundtrack of it.
Yeah, like made like and like people were having seizures and shit.
What?
Yeah, like playing this game, like playing this level, and they like scrapped it like immediately. They were like, "Fucking take this off!" Like it's causing people to either like become downright like just depressed, or like, you know,
That's
and
bonkers.
it's actually been like confirmed. Like a lot of deaths just spiked. Like a lot of suicides.
Yeah, but
and
that's
stuff.
correlation.
Yeah,
Like, who knows what
exactly.
that's caused by, right?
So there's a game called Kill Switch, which was developed in 1989. The game features two main playable characters, a young girl and a invisible demon. And the goal of the game was to explore a coal mine. Here's the kicker. Upon completion of the game, the entire game would self-destruct on your hard drive. An intact copy of the game was sold for $733,000 to a man named Yamamoto Ryochi. Ryochi wanted to document Ryochi.
He's the Italian-Japanese man.
Ryochi wanted to document his completion of the game online, but when the only video he posted was him gently weeping, staring into his blank computer screen. I don't know if that like is like his idea of like a good practical joke, because that's the best practical joke, honestly, or it's like creepy as shit.
So, only one copy existed then, and this guy like only one copy was left.
Apparently it was like released as like kind of like a beta test, I think.
Okay.
And so they were just like, all right, well, we're gonna release it and see if it sells well and see. But like everybody's like, what the fuck? Why would this? You like did all this effort to complete this game and then it just fucking destroys itself on your you can never play it again. Like, why the fuck would we buy that? And they were like, oh, scrap it. And
that's kind of an interesting concept for a game, like for it to wipe itself out. It's just like, okay, this never happened. Like, especially if you're playing with like time travel things.
Exactly.
Like that would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
That would be a great like ending to a game,
right?
Yeah.
I think that's a great ending to the game because you're just like, oh, you're gonna play it again,
and
buddy?
I like that guy just trolled the internet by just like he's
Gently
like,
weeping.
I'll film it after it's been destroyed. Like none of you get to see it.
He's like, that was so fucking hard. So the myths and legends don't just apply to video games, though, as there's a hidden mini game in Microsoft Office 95. The hidden mini game is entitled The Hall of Tortured Souls and features pictures of all the developers of the program.
Hold on. So this is a hidden mini game in Office 95?
Office 95.
What the hell? Tell me more.
It isn't the only mini game inside of a Microsoft Office program, but it definitely is the creepiest. There's other mini games. I think in one of them, there's like a flight mini game. In the other one, there's like something else. Like I was like researching this, and I was just like, this exists. Like,
yeah, that's bad shit.
Stop the fucking presses, you know. Like,
I've seen people like build versions of like Mario Kart or Mario and like various other games like Rocket Man, or Rocket
Bomberman.
No, not Bomberman, but Jetpack Man,
Jetman.
Yeah. Like I've seen them reproduce those on Excel. You can write
That's
code
dope.
into Excel that lets you play those games like in a cell on Excel.
That's rad.
Yeah.
So the last one, how much time do I have left?
You've got a minute and a half.
So the next one is, in 1983, there was a myth that Atari buried thousands of unsold or returned copies of E.T. and Pac-Man in a New Mexico landfill.
Confirmed. They
It was
found them.
confirmed in 2014 when Microsoft and Fuel Industries came together. That meme where it's just like, it's Arnold's arm and I think Danny Glover's arm, and they're both like gripping each other. That meme. They came together.
Did you just throw a meme into like a verbal sentence?
Yeah, it's the way the world works, baby. Catch up, bitch.
No, we just describe memes all the time.
They came together.
Guy looking over his shoulder at the other girl meme.
Ooh. So they came together to excavate the site, and they found the cartridges.
Yeah, I know.
Which is fucking rad. It's fucking rad.
I watched a whole documentary about this.
Really?
Actually, there's a whole documentary on
I gotta
on
watch
Netflix.
that shit.
And the game was apparently just terrible, just like so awful.
The ET one.
Yeah, because like the character itself is like 3 pixels, and like it's just so like it's like almost unbeatable.
Why'd they scrap the Pac-Man one? The Pac-Man's a good game, or maybe they just did a shitty version of it. Like
Pac-Man.
They buried versions of Pac-Man too, E.T. and Pac-Man.
Oh, really?
So like it's weird that like Pac-Man's a pretty good game. It plays pretty well, plays
Yeah.
pretty solidly because it's so
It
simple.
must have just been one that didn't sell very
Yeah.
well. But that ET one was just straight up terrible.
Just straight up awful.
Like
Just a
if you
terrible
watch
game.
graphics from it, it's truly, truly bad.
Oof. I think that's the end of my video game thing, but I probably have like a couple more seconds. Yes, I timed that one out well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through a lot of video game history. I hope Mike appreciated that. He probably was like, I fucking knew that. I've known all that shit for years.
Quinn, you derivative little bitch.
Okay.
That's what he was thinking.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah. Why are you doing this to me?
I don't know. I was just deciding to be the Mike Phallic character.
Just let the
Although I don't think
show
he would ever
end.
call you a bitch. He would just like call you like a burger boy or something.
Burger Boy from the planet Burgertron.
Fuck, that show's so good. Go listen to Hack Thought.
Yeah.
It's very good. Thank you for listening. We've been the Jupiter Boys this week. If
Yep.
you came here from our 150th and you just decided to keep listening, may God have mercy on your soul.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You can if you really like us and if you want to help us, you can like, review, or subscribe. Reviewing especially on iTunes. Send us a screenshot of the review and we'll holla at you. We'll slip into your DMs. We'll send you.
I'll draw you a Velociraptor.
We'll send you premium glossy gifts. So
I'll send them a Velociraptor. I'll draw a bunch of Velociraptors.
you heard it here first. If you leave a review for our podcast, Quinn will draw you a Velociraptor.
I'm gonna make them themed after a while.
Definitely take a screenshot of that. Send it to me.
Yeah.
and we'll hook you up with a Velociraptor.
Yep.
You can go to our website. The link is thejupiterboys.com, and it's got all the old episodes there. It's got links to like all of our other stuff there. You can go to our store, our merch store. It's at thejupiterboys.com/shop. It's got fun merchandise like Dave Franco's Dream Boys merch. Speaking of which, Dave Franco's Dream Boys from Wodelpha Shark Media is coming this Christmas. It's the internet's premium Dave Franco fan cast.
It is indeed.
And it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a bi-weekly podcast.
So we need to do another episode soon.
Yep, you can go to DaveFrancosDreamBoys.com to get that one.
That's right.
Thank you to Christo Graham for the use of our theme music.
Christo Graham probably likes Dave Franco too.
I mean, if he has any brains in his fucking head. You can get to me at the Jupiter on Twitter at the Jupiter Boys,
and I'm at Quinn Jupiter.
And shoot those nuts.
Straight down, Christo's got it again. Jim left the studio, as it is, and now I'm doing some voice. I don't know who it is. It might be Billy Bob Thornton, but Billy Bob Thornton is like this. No, that's John Malkovich, isn't it? Fuck, everything turns into John Malkovich. I swear, Jim is fucking right about this. Jim is correct in his assumption that everything I do sounds like fucking John Malkovich. That's insane. Wodelpha Shark.